we have all assumed office, and it is the 9th trilateral meeting in the 8 years from the inception of this very important regional platform. This is, without doubt, a dynamic strategic alliance between partners of democratic values with shared objectives, and which invests in a joint vision of stability, prosperity, and security in our region and beyond. During our discussions, we review the progress achieved in multiple areas of cooperation, which have been developing all these years. We reaffirm our aim to intensify collaboration in fields such as energy, security, defense, economy, as well as academia and our diasporas. I left emergency last, but certainly not least. Over the summer, we show the strength and immediacy of our friendship. We once again joined forces on the field, battling raging fires, and helped each other in no time and with all our means. We are very grateful to have had the Greek and Israeli teams by our side in such difficult moments. Moving on the energy sector, we agreed that natural gas and renewable energy is a prime pillar of cooperation in the region, especially in light of the recent geopolitical developments and energy insecurity, especially in Europe, dictating the need for energy diversification and increased interconnectivity. We reaffirm at the same time our strong commitment to the 3+1 format with the United States and agreed on the value of intensified 3+1 cooperation with concrete deliverables, also with other countries, and we talk specifically about India. We also discussed ways to tap in the momentum achieved by the groundbreaking Abraham Accords and identified opportunities arising from regional multilateral platforms which hold vast potential for expanding rules-based regional integration. Moreover, I had the chance to brief both Prime Minister Mitsotakis and Prime Minister Netanyahu on the latest developments around the Cyprus issue and on my initiatives and efforts to break the deadlock in the negotiations for a comprehensive settlement in line with the agreed UN framework. I would like to take the opportunity to thank both of them for their unwavering support. Today, we also reiterate that our partnership is not exclusive or directed against any third country. To the contrary, it is open to other like-minded parties in our resolute effort to create and advance synergies based on common values to the benefit of our countries and peoples, as well as of our region. Today's meeting provides also an opportunity to exchange views on ongoing regional challenges and to reaffirm the value of our continuous coordination in effectively addressing a multiplicity of threats, including anti-Semitism and the scourge of terrorism. We obviously refer to the recent terrorist attack in Israel, which we denounce in the strongest possible terms. Benjamin, you have our unwavering solidarity. Finally, we agreed that we will continue our trilateral coordination and that the next trilateral summit will take place next year, either in Israel or Greece. Dear friends, once again, it was a privilege to have you, Nikos, here today. Thank you very much. Phoebe?
Thank you. Since the founding of this Eastern Mediterranean partnership between our three democracies, our relations have flourished bilaterally and trilaterally in ways that people found hard to imagine. I found it hard to imagine that it wasn't the case when we have three in some ways, very similar countries. Now we see that in an obvious way because hundreds of thousands, by now millions of Israelis have come back and forth, not only in visiting both Greece and Cyprus, but also in businesses that are being established. Israelis are coming here both as entrepreneurs, as investors, as technologists, as tourists, as diplomats. That's a fewer number. But it is something that is very natural. The reason it's natural is that we feel very comfortable with the culture. When we say common values, it's the way we perceive how human societies should function, how our countries should be governed, how our relations should be established. And you see that. I saw that last night when we were having dinner, the three of us here in Limassol on the seaside, and Israelis walked by and they said hello, and you could see the Cypriot counterparts do the same. It's a very comfortable, informal, Mediterranean, democratic culture that we have that has historic roots and modern manifestations. So the first thing I want to say is, from a people-to-people synergy, this is real. It's not just the stuff of governments or leaders. It's the stuff of ordinary people who find it very easy to communicate with each other, to do business with each other, to establish friendships with each other. This people-to-people base is now obviously takes on a different capacity in three main areas that we discussed. They all have to do with energy. The first one is gas. The second one is electricity. The third one is fire. On gas, we're discussing the possibilities that we'll have to decide soon about how Israel exports its gas, and the same decisions have to be made by Cyprus. And we're looking at the possibility of cooperating on this. Those decisions will be made, I think, in the next 3 to 6 months, probably closer to 3 months. The second thing, on the electricity connector, there's a natural, both Israel and Cyprus are islands. Crete, part of Greece, is an island. There is an electricity connector that is being organized right now from mainland Greece to Crete to Cyprus. We would like to have it connected, obviously, to Israel and possibly to the east of Israel, so that we can optimize the use of electricity. And that's something that we're eagerly interested in pursuing, and we discussed now the mechanism of how to advance this. The third thing is fire. The world is getting hotter, not only because of the warmth of our relationship, that's the good side, but because the climate is getting more and more punitive with the eruption of fires that truly endanger our countries. We have communicated, we've cooperated in firefighting planes. We're talking about going well beyond that into AI systems for early detection and other things that we're developing separately. This is really one of those areas where, when we say we'll do it better together, there's no question that that's the case. And so we're going to do it better together in a variety of ways that we agreed upon as well. On terror, we've had instances now of cooperation between Israel and Cyprus and Israel and Greece, where our security forces cooperated to stop terror, Iranian-backed terror. That remains a very forceful commitment on the part of all three governments, and we'll continue to do that, in addition to our cooperation in defense matters, which is developing all the time. I have to say that I think there's something else that could develop, and we discussed it at great length. There is now the possibility that we might have the expansion of the Abraham Accords to normalization with Saudi Arabia. All three countries view that as a great possibility, but they also see that this could lead to a connection between India, the Arabian Peninsula, Israel, Cyprus, Greece, Europe. There is a natural, there's a geographic connection, but it could be also something that would lead to many, many rewards for our peoples and for our countries. So I think we all see eye to eye on that. And I have to say that it's a pleasure to receive your hospitality and to see my old friend, Kyriakos here, and you as well, Nikos. We have a wonderful friendship, and we look forward to seeing you, as we say, next year in Jerusalem.
Oh, but thank you, Nico and Bibi. Thank you, first of all, for the hospitality. It's always a great pleasure to be here in Cyprus. We had an opportunity to reaffirm the strength of this trilateral relationship that we have established. It has proven to be incredibly resilient and I think very successful for our countries and our peoples. And we had again today the opportunity to discuss many fields of common interest. You touched upon many of those, but also the potential of expanding this trilateral partnership to possibly include in a 3+1 format other countries, not just the US, with which we are already working very, very closely, but other countries such as India, which, as the Prime Minister of Israel pointed out, would have a natural interest in looking towards the West and expanding its geopolitical but also trade footprint in our part of the world. I think this is something that we would look to explore more systematically, and potentially also inviting the Indian Prime Minister to join us in our next trilateral meeting. We focused a lot on the question of energy. This is a topic obviously of common interest. As we've discussed numerous times in the past, Greece is currently not a producer of gas, but it is a natural entry point for natural gas into the European market through significant investments that are currently underway in our country. So we have a great interest in seeing how the Israeli and Cypriot gas can be exported towards the European Union, and in that respect, solutions that have the blessing of the two governments, but also tested by the rigors of the market, would certainly be supported by us. We've always been firm supporters of the electricity interconnection between our two countries. This is a project of great interest as we seek to expand more into renewables and need greater diversification of energy sources. And of course, in the field of civil protection, we have all been tested this summer by wildfires, Greece in particular. And thank you to Israel and Cyprus for their support. We were also present when Cyprus requested our support during a difficult time for our neighbors. But it is clear that we need to do more to coordinate our activities in civil protection, possibly institutionalizing the participation of Israel in European civil protection initiatives. I think this is something that we need to explore. But of course, also focus more on how technology will help us address this problem. We are already talking to Israel about AI-based solutions that will offer us early detection capabilities. And again, if you need a country that has many fires to train your AI models to identify them, Greece would be, unfortunately, a prime target. But to be aware of the fact that civil protection is going to rise up our list of priorities. This is a very real threat that can have devastating impacts on lives, on property, but also on our natural environment. And obviously, more cooperation is only going to do us good in that field. Let me also stress what both of you pointed out, the very strong people-to-people relationships between our three countries, the fact that we have booming tourism between our countries, but also the potential to further expand trade and foreign direct investment across our three countries. There are many areas where we can further cooperate, and we'd be looking forward to explore improving our sort of trilateral trade and people-to-people relationships. Finally, on security and defense, we have strong relationships, in particular Greece. With Cyprus, it's been a very obvious and long-standing relationship, but also with Israel. There's more we can do on defense and in the fight against terror. I can assure you that we're cooperating very, very effectively, and sometimes, things that never become public actually indicate the depth of our relationship when it comes to our anti-terror initiatives. So let me conclude here by just remind ourselves of the old saying that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. We certainly want to go far, and we will go together. So, but we can also go fast and far, and this is what we want to do. So thank you again for this meaningful and productive discussion, and I'm looking forward to our next meeting in Israel.
And may I add something I didn't mention, but we like your food. We like your dairy products. We like your yogurt. We noticed that your yogurt is actually a lot cheaper and often better than ours. And we look at all of the dairy products and we see the same. And we ask, well, why can't we enjoy that not only when we visit Cyprus and Greece, but why can't we enjoy it in our own supermarkets, in our own homes? So as I told the leaders, and I'm telling you right now, we are going to soon open our dairy products market, which is long overdue. I think Israelis are going to be a lot happier, and your producers are going to be a lot happier.
And we like the Israeli market very much. Yeah.
So be prepared for that. We can enjoy each other's, the benefits of each other's economies in the most direct sense. We intend to open the dairy market very soon to Greek and Cypriot and other imports. May the best yogurt win. You have a pretty good chance of winning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.